Hello everyone, it's Liesl. I hope you're all doing well. I'm here to share a journal I've made for TerhisPaperArt on Etsy. It's a botanical plant themed journal with lots of space for writing. The cover is just over 8 inches high, 5 3/4 inches wide, and the spine is about, well, just over 1.5 inches. The image on the front is from her Botany kit, and behind it I layered a piece of one of her jelly print digis. She does beautiful jelly prints and puts some of them up in her shop. And the spine is covered in bookbinding fabric, which was very stark when I put it on just black. It looked far too harsh for the rest of the cover. So I took courage, because by that stage I had already completely finished the journal, and I took some gold acrylic paint and a stencil and just stenciled all over it to give it a bit more interest and to soften the starkness of the black. And I must admit, I'm rather happy with how it turned out. Definitely something that I will be doing again. So going to the inside of the journal, this is one of Terry's other digis. She has a lot of digital, oh my gosh, let me just get rid of that. She has a lot of digitals that are almost ephemera like, but they're full page and you can obviously size them down if you want to. And this is just one of them. I stamped a little bit on it, and there's a fussy cut plant, some irises. This is one of the Botany images, which I really like, and as you can see, everything once again has been teed out to within 1 inch of its life, and all the edges have been inked with vintage photo distress ink. This is a little packet which has been altered. Rachel, who's Roxy's Creations on YouTube, did a whole little thing about it, and I think she was inspired by Wendy's Journal Adventures. But it's really cute. It's a little packet, and then you create a flip, and there's a little tag inside, and I just decorated it with fussy cut flowers, a little label, another label, and this is one of Terry's digis, and this is also just a label that I stamped, and that's a little stamp that I made as well. There are a few of them in the journal. I love stamping. I come from a stamping background, so that's why my journals always have quite a bit of stamping in them. And this is just a floral, a botanical plate from a botanical book that I cut up and just collaged with some of Terry's snippets. She has little snippet digis. The one is called snippets and the other one is alphabets, and then there's a numbers one as well. And they're really cute and handy when you just want to add a little something to some of your work. Beg your pardon. This is just a shipping tag, space for journaling. This is one of Terry's jelly prints, really gorgeous. This is half of an envelope with a window. This is one of Terry's lovely freebie tags, which she gives to her Facebook group, and I just altered it with an image and a little bit more of her German newspaper digi, and behind it there's a tuck for another shipping tag, and then just some collaging in the back and more collaging on this side and some stamping. I absolutely adore that stamp, which I repeated here on the center, and I put in one of my little collaged, well, not so small, a collaged card, and on the back this is tissue or serviette. Do the 3-ply. This is the middle layer, so it's not as starkly, the image is not as stark as it would be on the outer layer of the tissue, it's not tissue paper, of the serviette or napkin as it's called in America. And it just gives a really, you can easily write over it, but it gives a really nice background feel. You'll see more of them in my work as I go. This is a CD sleeve, which I just covered a little bit, one of my stamped labels, and this is one of Terry's images, a really pretty house with a garden, and it just fits in so nicely. Always easier when you do it where the little notch is. Just fits in so nicely there. This just some old book and a fussy cut flower and one of the labels. Terry has a digi called Toulouse, and it has numbers on at least one of the pages. So all I did was I took my label stamps and I stamped all over where the numbers were, and they came out really nicely. The little envelope flap, this is part of her, I think it's the Field Notes digi, and this is also, and that's just a, I think it's a graphics fairy image. More journaling space and stamping, more of Terry's ephemera full sheet pages, and that's a really pretty one, and I can't remember, but I'll put a link to her shop and you will see them all there. Another botanical image and beautiful rose. Shipping tag. This is another one of her jelly prints, and I just adore it. It's got that floral image going, and the colors are just absolutely lovely. So I beg your pardon. I've got a frog in my throat today. Another little flip packet with one of my tags, basically very similar to the previous one, and another little space for, you can see, yes, just the very faint stamping that I did so that it doesn't interfere if you want to write. More of those labels made with the Toulouse paper, and some fussy cut flowers and another label. This is, I can get it out, there we go, a little bucket with some of her paper, which has been very heavily tea-dyed, as you can see. This is what the Toulouse paper, some of the sheets look like. And as you can see, I would just stamp my labels over them here and there and everywhere. You could even use the word report, and so on, and it really just makes your digis more versatile. If you can find other ways to use them instead of just as pages and journals, it definitely makes it more cost effective. So here's a little tuck with another one of Terry's freebie tags, and just a fussy cut flower, and images from one of the book plates, the sort of botanical plates in a garden book. Another bit of old paper with flower and a label. It works really well when you do that, because with these flips they need to be attached to the paper, so this really hides all the workings of attaching an envelope or a CD sleeve or anything like that to a page. It's just to do that really quickly, and you've still got lots of space for journaling. So this is the label, also a bit from that botanical plate from the book, and this is a I think it's a Tim Holt stamp, and the stamping on here was done with StazOn, black StazOn. I would recommend that you, if you're going to stamp over, you can see stampings over the, let me put the tag in, then you'll be able to see it a little bit better. The stamping goes over the cellophane window, and I have tried a lot of different inks. There's a little video up on my YouTube about it, and the StazOn really is the best. There's at least one that gives you a possible result, but this really is the best way StazOn. I don't particularly like the smell, and it's pretty much the only thing that I ever use StazOn for is when I put it on something non-porous that I know is going to smudge if I use anything else. Here is more of that lovely digi that I really like. The colours are just gorgeous, and they pick up the colour of the roses so well. More jelly print. This is an envelope, and that's the little tag that I made for it, a stamped label, and I used little bits of Terry's different papers all over. This is a bit of 90 GSM tracing paper, that I printed with one of her images, and when I put this in, you can see it just faintly showing through. If this was a lighter image, you would be able to see more, but obviously the 90 GSM tracing paper is rather more opaque than, for instance, 50. Excuse me. So this is the center, again, that lovely stamp that I like so much. And this is a double envelope that I just glued together here, and then it creates two pockets, and it just slides in like that. Another one of these little flips with the tag. Lovely fussy cut image. Often when I use a fussy cut image on something like this, I try to have it fall off the page. It sort of keeps the eye going. It's more interesting to your eye, but then the bit that I cut off, I try to use on the other side just to keep the interest going, and it actually worked quite well here. So there's that. Another one of those little labels there as well, and some stamping, and then more of Terry's lovely ephemera style pages. This is the other side of the envelope with a tag. Another tuck with some of the snippet images. A little label. Oh, no, sorry, a tag. A little packet with some. Does this fold open? Yes, it does. And another little journaling spot, a little flip. Yes, you can see it. With a tag, a journaling card really, and this is probably my favorite of her ephemera style pages, and it is called Marseille. Another one of her freebie tags, and a journaling card. The other side excuse me, of that little packet, the journaling spot, and a little index card with some stamping on the back, very light so that it doesn't interfere with any writing that one would want to do. I really do like this image, and that is the image that I used on the front. Double spot for two tags, and little journal card, another CD sleeve with some stamping, and I backed the inside with some of the Marseille paper and some more of the Botanical plate, and space for journaling on the back. And that's, can you see the back? I'm sorry, I'm going out of frame now and again. That's just the back. Giving that more. Some fussy cut flowers, one of those labels that I made with the Toulouse paper. And another little pocket, again with some Toulouse paper on the back. You can really see, and I made a little label that I stuck on with, you can just recognize the handwriting. And again, just a little space for writing. And in this instance, I actually stamped the label with a green, where most of the time I use this really nice dark, I think it's called Jumbo Java, something like that, from Versa Magic. Versa Magic. Alrighty. moving along. Another little flip pocket that's been altered, and a tag and a journal spot with a little bit of light stamping on the back. And another index card with a little bit of stamping on it. And the back, this I love, and I really like this fussy cut image, and that is the journal that I made with Terry's really beautiful botanical images and quite a lot of her other pages as well. I hope you like it, and thank you for watching. As always, I really appreciate it, and I do appreciate all your comments. You are very kind, and I hope you're keeping well. Please stay safe in these times, and until we speak again, bye-bye.